Hi there, Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. Today's question is a good one. You're asking it. Do I pay taxes on my retirement income? I'm going to go over the details and talk about our friends at the IRS and what you need to be prepared for in just a minute. Do you need to pay taxes on your retirement income? Let's think logically for a second. Let's think like we work at the IRS. I know what you're saying. And for the people at the IRS that are working there, my apologies, but it just isn't one of those things that is a goal. But I digress for a second. I just remembered one of my roommates in college, and I played college basketball. I'm very tall. I can see the markets better. But he was 6'9". He works for the IRS. And trust me, you do not want him showing up and saying, why didn't you pay taxes on your retirement income? No, he's not a nice person. He wasn't even a good roommate. God bless him. I hope he's not watching this. I'll get audited. Anything from the standpoint of income is going to be taxed by our friends at the IRS, and I do call them our friends. Now, how is that going to be taxed depends on what type of account that you have. So let's look at the sources for retirement income for most of you out there. It's going to be Social Security, which is the best inflation annuity on the planet. Yes, you can't say, hey, annuity Stan, I hate them all, man. I hate them. Hypocrite much? Social Security is an annuity and it adjusts for inflation because it's not actuarial, it's political. Okay? So the other source would be a pension if you are so fortunate. And when I say that, 91% of us, last time I checked the stats, do not have a pension. Most companies are like, no, we don't do that. We don't do the Rolex gold watch anymore. Or if it's fake, it's a Frolex. Don't do that anymore. Okay? They give you this 401k or 403b or 457. What that means is tax deferred. That somehow, when you retire, you have to turn into a lifetime income stream. That's where I come in. Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent licensed in all 50 states. Because we sell contractual guarantees. Annuities solve for four things. The acronym is PIL. P stands for principal protection. I stands for income for life. L stands for legacy. The other L stands for long-term care. And we only ask two questions every single time we talk to you. By the way, my office is in Las Vegas. Everyone's underneath that roof, and it's a big one. They're all licensed, but none of them are on commission. Why? Because they're not a hammer looking for a nail. So we're going to ask you two questions. What do you want the money to contractually do? When do you want those contractual guarantees to start? In this case, we're talking about retirement income. So you're going to have to take that 401k, 403b, 457, IRA, Roth IRA, and say, okay, I've got this lump sum. I've got stocks and bonds and mutual funds and ETFs and Bitcoin and all kinds of great stuff. But I need a lifetime income. I need to what I call build your income floor. What's your income floor? Social Security, your pension if you're so fortunate. But if you don't have a pension, you have to create a pension. How do you create a pension? Great question. You use annuities for lifetime income. There's 4 types that solve for that. And we'll quote all carriers and show you the best lifetime income products. The only caveat we say is the carrier has to be A+ or better for us to recommend it because you are marrying. That's hard for a Southerner to say. Marrying the carrier, so you're going to be with them forever, so they got to be solid. But that income coming out of that annuity is taxed at ordinary income levels. So let's take an example. You have a 401k, you've got a big lump sum, your wife's like, Harry, we need a lifetime income. I'm tired of watching these mutual funds. And you say, you're right, Eunice, we do. We do need a lifetime income. And you say, okay, we're going to quote a lifetime income annuity. In some cases, it could be an immediate annuity, a deferred income annuity, a qualified longevity annuity contract, an income rider. That's what we help with. But you can go to my site at theannuityman.com and run quotes till your heart's content for free. Yes, for free, quoting all carriers to see what the contractual guarantees are. But that income derived from that annuity for lifetime income that income is going to be taxed from your 401k, IRA, 403b, etc. at ordinary income levels. Now, you say, well, wait a minute, Stan. I'm going to keep that in the market. I've got all this cash in my checking account. What do I do with that? Can I turn that into a lifetime income stream? You certainly can. And there's different tax ramifications, good and bad, what you're using, IRA or non-IRA. Now, stop. Might check. any tax question should be lobbed toward your CPA and tax lawyer. Agents, even though I'm like an old dude, I know you're saying, no, you're not, man. You look young and vibrant. I understand what you're saying, but I don't do taxes. No agents do taxes. If it doesn't say CPA or tax lawyer, then you shouldn't get advice from Johnny Appleseed agent down the street. Okay? Any tax question has to be run past your CPA and tax lawyer, and we'd be more than happy to get on the phone with them and work with you and them to make sure that all I's are dotted and all T's are crossed. So getting back to the original question, do I pay taxes on retirement income? The answer is yes. Interesting point though. A long time ago, politicians stood at the lectern and said, your Social Security is never going to be taxed as long as I'm in office. I'm going to guarantee that no taxes. Remember that? Spoiler alert, they're taxing Social Security. Okay? So anytime the government says, you know what, we're not going to tax that. I'm going to tell you that right now, son. You know, as long as I'm in office, we're not taxing it. They're going to tax it, okay? Which kind of pushes me a little bit to the Roth IRA side. I know a lot of you have Roth IRAs. God bless you. You trust the government, etc. I hope that works out, but be prepared for them to pull the rug out from under you and go, you know what? Yeah, it's tax-free, but only if you're using it for education or health care or whatever the politicians decide. But looking broadly at, do I pay taxes on my retirement income? The answer from me in the IRS right here, see here's the IRS, is yes. You have to pay taxes on that ordinary income levels. The hope is, as you get older, your tax levels are going to go down a little bit, I hope, unless some politician steps up and goes, you're the evil rich, and the evil rich has to pay taxes. And you going, I'm not the evil rich. Me and Martha are not the evil rich. To a politician you are. When 65% of people that are baby boomers only have $10,000 to their name, yeah, that's it. Or most of the people that you see on the road have their net worth in their front pocket, which leads me to advise you not to flip people off when you're driving because they have nothing to lose. Getting back to that, you are going to pay taxes on that income. You just have to factor into that. And you can't run some long spreadsheet to go, well, for the next 20 years, Stan, I know what my taxes are going to be on my retirement income. No, you don't. We have $37 trillion in debt. Last time I checked, and I think it's a little bit more than that if you got real about it. So will taxes go up? Probably, but retirement income, which is what you need in chapter 2 of your life. I always say chapter 1, accumulate, accumulate, accumulate. Chapter 2 is when you and your spouse say, you know what? We're going to see the kids and the grandkids, and we're going to travel, and we're going to do nothing because we've earned it and we've worked hard for that. You still got to pay taxes on that income. What we can do at the Annuity Man, yeah, I am the top agent in the country, but I digress. I'm also the tallest agent in the country, and I'm licensed in all 50 states. We're going to be able to show you the highest contractual guarantees of any lifetime income stream out there with every single carrier. We don't care about the carrier, the name, the marketing name. All we care about is the guarantee. You always own an annuity for what it will do, not what it might do. The will do is the contractual guarantees of the policy. Don't be convinced to buy hypotheticals, theoreticals, projections, back-tested, unicorns chasing the butterfly proposals from agents. Buy the contractual guarantees. Why? It's because annuities are issued by life insurance companies. You're getting a contract between you and the life insurance company. Buy the contractual guarantees. Hey, one more thing. To get more information on Stan the Annuity Man as a company, what you can get from us and what we provide, click here. Go to the video, watch it. It's going to be entertaining. You know that already. My name is Stan the Annuity Man, America's annuity agent, wearing the Stan the Annuity Man hat, sporting the Stan the Annuity Man gear. Everything Stan the Annuity Man but my underwear, but I'm working on that. I'll see you next time.